Hey everyone, it's Tim here. I am live from Austria, here in Vienna, which is absolutely amazing. You can see a little bit. I'm just in the city center at the moment, just maybe about 100 yards down from St. Stephen's Cathedral, and yeah, just wanted to basically check in on a couple of things. So basically, today I've just been wandering around, seeing a whole bunch of Vienna. We've only been here once before. We played here end of 2016 with Enslaved, which was absolutely amazing. And I remember telling our booking agent after that show that, hey, people seem to really love the show. It seemed like there was a lot of vibe for us here in Vienna. And when we got the original tour itinerary for Vienna, it was on there, and then it got taken off because the original date there was a Machine Head playing the same night, and the promoter had gotten cold feet and decided that actually no, he didn't want it to put us on because thought it was too risky to have us up against Machine Head in a city like Vienna. But then in the end, I told our agent to kind of keep looking in case an opportunity came up. And sure enough, on a different date, it managed to work to kind of squeeze it in. It meant that we had to do 7 shows in a row, which is like the most we can kind of manage, health and safety-wise. So we added it in, and sure enough, tonight's show has sold out. And so, we're very happy that we made that decision to, squeeze in this stop in Vienna. Now, for me, Vienna is kind of a special place because, I grew up with such a strong classical background, from studying classical violin from when I was 6, growing up playing pieces from, Mozart and Beethoven, and, one of my favorite composers as well is Gustav Mahler, who worked here and was actually conductor at the St. Stephen's Cathedral, just down the road where I just was literally 5 minutes ago. So many other great composers from here as well, including Strauss and Brahms and Schoenberg, and just like so much history here. It's crazy in comparison to Australia. All of this stuff here is older than everything in the cities combined. But so basically, I was just wandering around today, seeing a bunch of things here and there, because it really is a beautiful city, and went to a lot of the different museums and palaces and monuments and all that sort of stuff. Didn't have time to go into all of them because I only had kind of a couple of hours, but still just managed to fit in whatever I could. And when I came back for sound check, actually Dan and I were having a talk about how this is just such a beautiful city and how we'd love to be able to come back here on holiday when we have more time and things like that. I remember my sister was over here on a music trip, doing some performing when she was at university. I remember she just happened to be in Vienna for a night, and was telling me how she went to a recital of Yo-Yo Ma, who, for those who don't know, is one of the most famous classical cellists of the last 30, 40 years really. And so I haven't had the opportunity to do stuff like that, unfortunately, because we always have a concert and we haven't had a day off here. But it's still a special thing to be here. Another really special thing about today, last thing on the sightseeing front was I went to the Mozart Museum, which is actually in Mozart's old apartment where he lived about, I think, 1787 to 1791, something like that. And so that was pretty cool to be, literally in his house where he used to live, and with that, really such strong connection to so much of what I've done in my life, as a violinist. So that's what I did after soundcheck. I came back into the city to do that, and then I went back to Stephen's Cathedral and was sitting on a mass in there for a little while, and but in between we were at soundcheck, and I had the pleasure of meeting another one of our Illuminati, and it's always what we do in this band we like to think that we're doing something important, but sometimes you lose sight of that, and you play so many shows. I mean, this is the 24th show tonight in the last month. And it does become pretty hectic. And sometimes fans will just say something or write something to you that will just make you kind of remember that what you're doing with the music and performing and stuff like that is something that's important and worthwhile. And that's something that we're really grateful for, that all of you guys give us the opportunity to keep doing this, because the way we see it is that we try and do as much as we can for you in regards to first and foremost the music that we create and the performances that we put on, and we hope that gives a lot to you guys. And when we get confirmation of that, when we get people, giving us details about how it's impacted those lives, it really is something special, because it, kind of reminds us that we are on the right track with what we're doing, and that what we're doing is something that, has meaning to it, which is something that, a lot of people, strive for with what they do in their life, and it's difficult to find. It's difficult to get the opportunity to spend your life doing something that is meaningful in the sense of that, having an impact on a positive impact on other people's lives, And I think that, there's definitely things in my life I would like to do as well, to have a positive impact on people, like beyond just what we're doing with this band, but but yeah, it does feel like we are doing something special, and especially this tour has gone so much better than we thought, which is just a really fantastic thing, because it gives us a lot of hope that moving forward, maybe we can come that 1,000 people a night band, in Europe, in US, in Asia, and Australia, all across the world, because that's when it really becomes a big difference in regards to scraping by or having a comfortable living, and just also the fun that you have on stage. The more people that turn up, I was about to say the more people turn up, the more fun it is. That's not always the case, because there are a lot of really great shows with small crowds if the energy is right in the crowd. But if you have amazing energy and a lot of people, that's always the ideal scenario. But anyways, it's 8:30 at the moment, and we are on stage in about an hour from now, and I'm still in the city. I set up time's about an hour. I think we're performing about 80 minutes. So I'm going to start walking back, because about half an hour walk back to the venue. Enjoy our sold-out show tonight, and then tomorrow we are off to Italy, where we'll have a couple more revered members coming down to meet us then, and then we're in Switzerland, and then off to France, Benji's homeland, and of course Italy is Martino's homeland, so I think he's got some friends coming to the show tomorrow, which is exciting. But yeah, so I hope you guys are having a good day, and a huge thank you to everyone for all your amazing support on this tour, because it is really quite humbling to just the amount of love and support we get from you guys, so thank you.